Hello, and welcome to Built on Air. In this episode, I speak with Sam Davyson, creator of an upcoming app called Airportal. Airportal is a platform that Sam and his team developed to solve many of the issues that Airtable users are facing today involving advanced permission levels. Airportal allows you to turn your base into a beautifully designed customer portal, customizable with your logo and color scheme. Users can log in with a username and password, and depending on the permissions you give them, can view, edit, and create new records. You can even limit their permissions down to specific fields in specific tables, a feature that the Airtable community is sure to love. In this episode, Sam takes us through a demo of Airportal, from the initial setup to customizing the permissions to showing us what it will look like from the end user's point of view. At the time of this recording, Airportal is on track to release in late September. All right, so hi Sam, thank you for taking the time to chat with me today. Welcome to Built on Air.
Hi, thank you. Great to be here.
Of course. And I thought we'd just start with a little bit about who you are, your background, what you do, how you found Airtable, and take it away.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. So, first of all, just thanks to BuiltOnAir for having us on the podcast today. It's I think BuiltOnAir is really a great community for Airtable. Really enjoyed being part of it. I'm Sam, as you mentioned. I'm kind of just new to the Airtable community, only in the last kind of few months. I've been following Airtable from afar for a few years, but actually my background was in another low-code platform in Salesforce, where I worked in kind of different enterprise IT departments for the last decade. But I'm here today because I've left all that behind and trying to bring something to the Airtable community. So me and a few friends are just in the process of launching a new product on top of the Airtable platform. What we're trying to do is bring a customer portal experience to Airtable. So that's what we're calling Airportal, and that's what we're here to talk about today.
That is so cool, and I know I'm definitely very excited to learn more about it. So what drove you to use that as your idea? Because I know a lot of people have trouble. There's a lot of like sharing permissions that people are trying to work around, not letting people see what they don't want them to see. Is that kind of the direction you were going in?
Yeah, so definitely since we became aware that people have that problem, absolutely. But our actual history was we built a lot of portal technology and tried to find people who want it. And we found loads of people who want portals, but all the portals they want are so different. And all the data is stored in completely different places. So we started to look for communities where their data is organized in the same platform, and there's this portal piece missing. I think what's been so amazing about the Airtable community is every Airtable is different, just like every business is different. And that kind of allows the portal to take on a new life for each customer. Performs a different role for each customer. So we found a really good fit for the portal technology we've been building and the Airtable community. So that's why we've launched Airportal.
That's awesome. It's really true. I love about Airtable that it's so different for every user, and you can apply it to just myriad subjects and industries. It's really, really great. So what has been your biggest challenge in trying to set this up? Like, have you run into any problems that you've had to work around?
Yeah, so I think like loads, definitely.
Of course.
It took us a long time. I mean, originally our kind of group of friends started working around these kind of ideas over a year ago. So it took us a long time to find you. People who want this kind of technology. We then, I think it was, there's just so much you can do with Airtable customers with the Airtable platform. Is picking which bits are going to be most useful to most people, and kind of trying to cut down from all the things we could dream of building into a product that we could ship. So what we did is we gathered a group of three of us actually went to Bucharest for a week. And we tried to thrash out the bits that we thought Airtable people needed. That was in July. And then we spent the rest of July and August building those bits. And then over the last few weeks, we've started to get some users using it. So that's been the journey we've been on.
That's so exciting. And when do you see the full release coming out?
So we're targeting end of this month.
Okay, wow. That's awesome. I'm definitely excited to check it out. That's for sure. Because that's the biggest problem that I've had. So will this allow you to set up in a way like dynamic views? So depending on who's viewing it, they'll only see what pertains to them.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And
that's our core value is I think what we think we've noticed, and I don't think it's a secret when you look in the Airtable community that people have this issue with permissions, is that so many people are using Airtable to store information about other people. So whether it's their customers, whether it's their staff, whether it's their their truck drivers, whether it's their shop assistants, whether it's their partners, whether it's their sales agents, other people. And in reality, those other people maybe want access to that data. Maybe they're the best people to update that data. But it's very, very hard to give them access to just those records that belong to them. So that's the problem we're trying to solve for, is like freeing that data from your Airtable, give it into the hands of the people who should own it, and therefore allow them to do sorts of things, put in orders, update their email addresses, update their addresses, these kind of things.
Right. And that's absolutely something that's been needed for a long time. So I find that very exciting, super interesting. And this was all built by your company, Stacker, I believe?
That's right, yes. So Stacker is the company behind Airportal. We've built some underlying technology which we're planning to bring to different databases. And the version for Airtable is called Airportal.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's the first one we're delivering. So it's certainly the most exciting for us. And we've been amazed at the feedback so far. Like such vibrant, energetic people in the community willing to share so much with us, which has been really, really great.
Absolutely. I've definitely found that the Airtable community is very eager to help each other out. Everybody's always answering everyone's questions and putting together samples for each other. And I love how it's close to being open source, even though it's not. But
I think there's a palpable sense in the air that like the whole community knows, and particularly I think around kind of the services side, the community knows that the Airtable is growing so fast that there's soon about to be so many more Airtable customers. So like, while we're all here now, let's be friendly and help prepare ourselves for this onslaught as Airtable grows at such a huge rate as it has been doing.
It's crazy, right? I feel like this time last year, nobody knew who they were or what it was. And now it's on every podcast commercial that at least the ones that I listen to, I hear it all the time. And more people are saying, oh, I've heard of that the other day. And it's definitely going to take off, I think. And I mean, more than it has already.
Yes.
That's exciting that Airportal will be a part of that, I would think.
Yeah, so we're really hoping so. That's what we. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I know it'll be useful for a lot of different people, including myself, probably. So your background was in Salesforce. That's really cool, and that integrates with Airtable as well. So you went from Salesforce to Stacker.
Yes, exactly. So I never worked at Salesforce, but I worked on Salesforce projects for different clients in different industries. So I worked for like 4 years in finance in London on a Salesforce project. I then moved to Switzerland, where I am now. I worked for an event technology company, again doing Salesforce. And then finally, I worked for the World Economic Forum here in Geneva, which organizes the Davos event on their Salesforce implementation. And Salesforce, I see a lot of parallels between Salesforce and Airtable. Like Salesforce started in 1999, so it's much older. They're over 20 years old. Airtable's much younger, but like has all the same potential to have a huge ecosystem around it, and is on a much more modern technology. So I think really I see the potential in Airtable to kind of at some point eclipse Salesforce's level of success.
I would have to agree, and the price tag definitely helps that as well.
Absolutely, yeah. It certainly helps it appeal to smaller businesses. So I think you see in Airtable at the moment, you don't see as many enterprises. You see more small businesses, 1-2 people organizations, and some larger businesses, but not the hugest businesses. I think we're going to see that changing over the next few years.
Certainly, I absolutely agree. I know bigger and bigger companies are probably going to gravitate towards this program that's so versatile, and I love that you can use it for whatever you need it for. It really gives you the power to build your own software, and it sounds like Airportal is going to play a large role in that as well. That really gives another layer of versatility to the program. So
yes, exactly. So yeah, if you want to get anyone external to your organization editing any of the data inside your Airtable, then Airportal is a great vehicle for that. And if you have some kind of need to kind of not explain to these external parties that you're using Airtable, you don't want them knowing that you're using Airtable. You want it to be your brand, your site. If they log in with it, their username and password, they don't know anything about Airtable. Then yeah, that's what we support.
That's awesome. That's really great. I hadn't even thought of it from that standpoint. So you can really rebrand your data as your own, and it doesn't necessarily have to bear the Airtable name. You can just display it via
Exactly. Exactly.
That's super exciting. Have you run into any challenges with the way that Airtable is set up? Like, is there anything you wish that they would change?
There definitely are challenges. I think one thing I wouldn't say I wish they changed it, but it definitely does make it challenging to build this kind of tool. Is Airtable really encourages you to be really flexible with your tables. You can change the column types at a moment's notice. You can rename the fields. You can delete the tables. All these kind of operations which don't happen with such frequency in normal software. Normally, if you're going to add a field to a screen of a program, you wouldn't do that on such a whim like you do in Airtable. And that certainly makes building something on top of that harder because the foundations are more shaky or more they're solid, but they're moving, let's say. So that's definitely a challenge. And there's some restrictions in the API which limit exactly what we can do. But I know that Airtable are investing in these areas. So I think this is going to get better and better over time.
I agree. I'm especially they just came out with a few updates the other day that I think were really helpful. Being able to filter records in Page Designer and all of the HTML and SendGrid as well. So it seems like they're in the pipeline are a lot of exciting changes.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and I think on the update the other day from Catherine was batch API. So you can update 10 records at once, which we don't support yet in Airportal, but will be really useful for us when we do. Definitely an investment in enabling other tools to exist on top of them, which is what we like to see.
That's great. That's super exciting. So Airportal is set to launch by the end of this month, and that's awesome. Do you have any other projects lined up in your pipeline?
Yeah, so the next one we're planning to do is we're planning to launch, not 100% confirmed yet, but we're planning to launch a similar product, but for people not using Airtable, but using other databases. So the next one we're targeting is people who have cloud SQL databases. So like on Amazon or on Google Cloud or wherever your SQL database is, there's a lot of them, particularly in, I think, larger organizations who have maybe some kind of legacy infrastructure. And it's often very hard to build an app on top of them. So Stacker's actual aim, the vision that we're skating towards is we want everyone to be able to build software. Very, very, very few people can develop with code, but software is the way that things happen these days, and we need to change the way that software is built. So we're starting with small steps. The portals that you create, in some ways, like you are creating software. Instead of hiring a developer to build yourself an experience on top of Airtable, you're just using our tool to do it. And we build a platform underneath that we're going to be slowly exposing to expose more of this power. So we've built a really rich kind of page layout framework with drag and drop components and stuff to give really flexibility to how it's displayed. None of that's in the product yet. But yeah, we're just going to slowly roll that out. So our vision is that everyone can build software.
And that's awesome. And that fits right in line with Airtable as well. I love how it does give the everyday man the ability to, use it as a launch pad and create their own apps in a way. Just the addition of Zapier and adding that in, that just gives it a whole other level of powerful versatility. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think Airtable and Zapier, you've seen these kind of tools that snap together like that so easily and are so user friendly and so powerful. To me, this is the start of that new age in software development, but it's still hard. It's still not possible for my mother to do anything like this. We can still make it easier. So and there's still lots of bits missing. So this is how software is going to be built in the future. You've got Airtable for your database, maybe. Maybe in a future world, you've got Stacker or some of our software for some of the interface of your app. Maybe you've got Zapier doing your logic. But more and more of these tools are going to come and work together. I think there's just a great emergent moment for this no-code technology, as we see no-code growing and growing and growing.
I agree. I really do. And I thank you for all of the work you've put into it so far. I'm excited to check out what you have for us. That's great. I think maybe there'd be a good time for you to share your screen if you want.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I want to do here is just do a quick demo of setting up an Airportal, just to kind of show you from A to Z how easy it is to get one of these portals live. There's no cheating here. This is a real demo. So this is Airtable. This is just one of the standard templates. It's the sales CRM template, which I've slightly rebranded and updated some of the tables. But imagine an organization called Up and Over who are managing their contacts inside Airtable. And this is an events company. They organize events and they take bookings for those events. So you can see here some of the bookings.
Great.
But most importantly for our use case, they have their external contacts in their Airtable. Mm-hmm. So here you see them, and they have their email addresses specified there. Yeah. So if I jump to Airportal, this is our sign up screen. I'll just sign up for an Airportal. So we'll call this Up and Over. Maybe Up and Over Portal. Oops. So you just can call it a name, and that name will display to your users when they log into your portal. You get a preview of that there. And this is where your portal will be accessible.
Okay.
So just jump to the next step. We let you customize the theme. So I'm going to pick a nice orange. Nice orange. I'm going to upload a logo. So I think I have it here somewhere. So this is a logo that's going to display in the corner of my portal. So it's all going to be under my brand. Oops, that's the wrong one. So, and this is the fav icon for the browser. So once we get into our portal, it's going to all look not Airportal branded, not Airtable branded, but Up and Over branded. It's the Up and Over portal. And we see a preview of how it will look on the right there. So that's created my portal. I'm now on upoverportal.airportal.app, which is my portal. And it's just warning me that I need to make sure I have a user table in my base, which I do. And so now I'm just going to do this boring connection. Let me grab my API key. And just grab a link to my base. This is just how we associate the portal with the base. And to start this import process. So this will may take, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 seconds. It's analyzing the Airtable base that we've linked, and it's creating all of those things inside Airportal. So the 7 tables are these 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you can see that's now complete. So now we just have to say, this is very near the end of the setup now, we just have to say, where are the users kept? So my users are kept in the contact table. and that looks right. And their email address is in the email field. And I can then pick which tables I want to display in my portal. So I can just disable a couple of tables that aren't relevant for my portal. And then we're done. You get a little tour from me. So this is Airportal. This is the administrator view. And just to show you around here, if I go to accounts, I can see all the accounts from my Airtable. And I can click into them and browse the records inside the account. So I can see these contacts. So this is just a way of browsing that Airtable data. Where this gets a little bit cooler is where we start thinking about those external users. So here I have an external user called Rose. And if I impersonate Rose, so I've clicked on impersonate, I'm now logging in as Rose. This is what Rose would see in our portal. So when Rose goes to the contacts list, she would only see her record. Okay. And we've matched that by her email address. So Rose can't see any of the other contacts that I have. She can only see the contact record related to her. So let me just jump out of Rose back to the admin panel, and I'll just show you how we set that kind of thing up and give you another example. So in this base, if we go back here, you'll see that we have bookings. Mm-hmm. And the bookings are linked to a contact. So I want to make it so the bookings are only shared with the people who have made the booking. Right. So I just change this to some records, and then say if the booking contact matches the contact, then they should see it.
Wow.
And what all you need to do. So what that means is when we go back and we pretend to be Rose, when she goes to bookings, she will only see the bookings related to her. So she doesn't see any other bookings in the system that we have. And to be clear, she also can edit these bookings. She can also create new bookings. She can do all these common operations, create, update, reading them, of course. We don't support delete yet. But yeah, she can edit these bookings, and those edits will appear directly inside Airtable. So yeah, you can imagine this experience where your customer, Rose, can log into your branded portal. She doesn't know anything about Airtable. She can see her bookings. She can create new bookings. And you haven't got to link that booking system to your Airtable. All that data is in your Airtable, ready for you when you want it. Let me just show you one more bit of functionality here.
Yeah, please do.
So how is this so far? Is this making sense?
Oh, absolutely. I don't know if you can see, my mouth has just been open the whole time. I'm blown away. This is amazing.
Great. So we have a little bit of layout capability. So particularly on bases where you have a lot of fields, it's sometimes quite difficult to see them when they're all just in one big group. So we can add a section and add a heading. So for example, if I want to put the pricing information of the booking in a section, I could then put the discount in that section and the price and this list price. So I could put all those fields there. I could also decide on a field by field basis that some fields shouldn't be updated. So I'd say we don't want to let our customers update the discount field. So they won't be able to. So we just need, all the fields on your table. You can choose whether they can read them, whether they can update them, and whether they can, when they're inserting new records, whether they can set them or not. So, and you can even turn off creating records completely, turn off updating records completely. You've got this full control of permissions that you've never had before in an Airtable kind of experience. So with that layout saved, if I let me actually, let me jump back into Rose. So if I go back to setup here, go into users. So when we go to a booking now, you'll see that we don't see the previous layout. We see this new layout that we just created with the pricing information, with the price details at the top. And we'll see if we edit, then none of those fields are editable because we've said they're read-only fields for our user.
Wow.
And just to prove that this is a real thing, because just delete some data there. So we're here on the Rose Spring Festival record in our Airportal, which is this line here. If this works, then we should put in, when Rose puts in her dietary requirements, say, I'm a vegan, please no meat, me. And this is where you have to let your imagination go with you. This here is a booking for an event, but we've had people coming to us so far who are interested in, doing T-shirt orders, or managing their insurance sales, or managing their architecture projects, or doing product management of the toys that they produce, or allowing people to see the order status of their deliveries, or even sharing Bible verses with their congregation. All these different kind of use cases. And when Rose presses save, we should see, yes, that edit appearing in Airtable in real time.
Wow. I'm speechless right now. My head is just going crazy thinking of all the different things you could use this for. This is exactly what a lot of people need, I think.
We certainly hope so. So we've been we've been in this kind of stealth launch mode. We have a page which just you can see here, airportal.app, just to advertise the product, and we've been collecting email addresses here, and we've had hundreds of these. So we've had really pleased with the uptake. And anyone watching who's interested, please sign up there, and we'll let you in as soon as we can. But yeah, we've been blown away by the variety of use cases that people are seeing for this tool, and also the strength and the passion that they want it with. Like people saying, "Please give me this now." So yeah, we've been really impressed with the community, as I mentioned, and I feel like we've exposed some real pent-up demand here for a product like this. I just want to make it this, because I've done this impersonation mode here for Rose. I just want to really make it concrete in terms of what the actual experience will be for your customers. So if I jump into an incognito window, the way it would work for the customer of this organization would be, you'd say, we're now launching this management portal where you can directly manage your data, or you can now order your toys, or you can order T-shirts, or whatever your use case is. You'd send them to this link, and what they have to do is enter their email address. And only people who have an email address that's in your base are allowed to register here. So they have to be on that whitelist. And if you do, then you'll receive an email. And I'll just go and get that email. So in this demo, it hasn't worked, but they would receive an email.
Mm-hmm.
That email would just say, set your password with your logo and with your brand colors and with the name of your portal. And you click on the link in that email, and you get to a page like this where you'd set your password, and then you'd be able to log in with that username and password on this login screen, which you can link to from your main site. So the experience for them is nothing to do with Airportal, nothing to do with Airtable. It's all branded in your brand. We can support custom domains, so you don't have to be at airportal.app. It can be at yourcompany.com as you wish. And yeah, it's a completely kind of white labeled experience.
That is just amazing. I'm so excited to learn more about this and try it out myself eventually. That would be great. This is so cool.
Yeah, we'd definitely like to get you set up on it. And yeah, we basically just anyone who's watching who thinks that they've got a use case for this, if you're willing to provide feedback, we'd love to get you on it. We're still testing some things. We still have some bugs, as you've just seen. But yeah, as we mentioned, we're targeting to get this, in a position for general release by the end of September.
Awesome. That is just great. All right. I'm sorry. You've seriously left me speechless. Like, this is just so cool.
No worries. Thank you. I mean, it's been as I say, it's been a long journey for us to find the right people for this, and your reaction and the reaction we found in the community have really helped cement that we think this is a good place for this tool. So we're kind of looking forward to seeing what people do with it. And we've already got, I think we've already got maybe 25, 30 feature suggestions from the people who we've engaged with so far. We know Airtable users are demanding, and they're creative. They've got ideas. So we're going to be busy. But yeah, please tell us what else you need in this portal to make it really work for you, and we'll be working to add it.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for all your hard work and for taking the time to talk with me today. That is just great.
No problem. Thanks very much. Thanks for having me.
Of course. I'm excited to see what comes next.